So there seems to be a new trend in Hollywood amongst the females in entertainment, and that new trend seems to be just playing the victim. And a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, well, that's not a new trend," but it's the way that they're playing the victim that is new to me, and that has to do with them basically saying that nobody wants to see either female action heroes, nobody wants to see female superheroes in general, nobody wants to see female actresses in general, or now the new one that nobody wants to see female directors in general. It seems like all the women are basically trying to blame men, as always, for their failures in entertainment, and now Elizabeth Banks is no different. Now, Elizabeth Banks has been a major fail prior, and it seems like with her new release for Cocaine Bear, she's going to play the victim yet again. So not much has really changed regarding Elizabeth Banks. So we have an article from Bounding Into Comics, and it says Cocaine Bear director Elizabeth Banks plays the victim yet again, once more claims to have been told that male actors won't follow a female director. Again, it's very strange how this was never a thing up until like maybe a couple years ago, where it started to become cool to play the victim, but this was never a thing. There was plenty of female directors that made successful movies that had male actors in it. You think an actor cares who's directing it as long as he gets paid? Seriously, you think most of them even care? Sure, you're going to get maybe the one or two who does, but on the grand scheme of things, do you really think they care after they're getting paid? No, they don't care because they're still getting paid no matter what. I don't give a shit. I wouldn't care. Would you care? Nobody would care. So it says, seemingly having learned nothing from the widespread eye-rolling elicited by her last few attempts to garner credibility by playing the gender discrimination card, Elizabeth Banks has once again raised the claim that she finds herself at a constant disadvantage in Hollywood because of her gender. Banks revisited this tired claim during a recent interview given to Yahoo Entertainment's Kevin Pahlawi in promotion of her upcoming directorial feature, Cocaine Bear. At one point, asked by Pahlawi about her thoughts on working with the late great Ray Liotta, who appears in the films posthumously as the drug kingpin Sid Dentwood, Banks replied he was really excited to do it. He came very joyfully to this project, very game. Actually, after he read the script, he asked for more jokes. I knew Ray a little bit from a project we'd done a decade ago. She then recalled making a nod to their time working together on 2011's The Details, and I knew, first of all, what a consummate professional he was, and that he was going to come to set and he was going to be ready, which he was, and that he was going to commit to the bit. The Power Rangers 2017 star added, I mean, some crazy things happened to Ray Liotta in this movie. I don't want to give anything away, but he was fully committed to that stuff from minute one. Everything from the wig he wore to the clothes, he was just so game. Now again, this is someone who made a movie called Cocaine Bear. Okay, I want to make that very clear. This is someone who made a movie called Cocaine Bear. Now, of course, Cocaine Bear as a whole is supposed to be one of those, like, you're not supposed to take the movie seriously, okay? The movie itself shouldn't take itself seriously, but unfortunately, it seems like Elizabeth Banks is already getting her victim card ready. And that's the problem. It doesn't make it believable when you have this already set up, ready to go. Like, the movie just came out, and you're trying to already get the victim card ready to be thrown out there when people haven't even been finished reviewing the movie yet. Like, you just, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you had this planned from the get-go, and that's what a lot of these women do in Hollywood and entertainment. They have this stuff planned because they know it works, and at the very least, if they feel like it could deflect criticism away from them by just playing the victim card. That's all they gotta do. Play the victim card, and all criticism will be deflected away from them. It says, using this moment to slightly pivot the topic of the conversation, Banks then asserted, I mean, I'm just so grateful that he blessed this movie, that he trusted me as a director. To this end, she explained, I wanted to make a big film. This has a lot of action and CGI, and it's a very muscular, masculine kind of project. And I've been told by people in Hollywood, I don't know if you can direct those things because I don't know if male actors will follow you. Well, who said that? Who said that? Are you just... I hate this, man, because you know what they do? They say these things, and they never back it up with who said it, when it was said. They don't ever do that. They just say, oh yeah, this was said to me at one point, and this is why my victimhood is justified. With no evidence whatsoever to back it up, no names dropped whatsoever ever. It's like, what are we doing here? It's obvious. It says, and I say to that, when Henry Hill, Liotta's character in Goodfellas, follows you, you can make anything you want, the director ultimately declared. So that was the gift that Ray gave to me. He gave me the confidence to know that I can direct anybody doing anything. As noted above, this is far from the first time Banks has attempted to promote her work by banking on identity politics. And again, this is something that she's done multiple times. They're going to talk about the Charlie's Angels reboot because that was her latest biggest fail that people remember. It says, speaking to the Herald Sun in 2019 ahead of the premiere of her then upcoming Charlie's Angels reboot, the director warned that if this movie doesn't make money, it reinforces a stereotype in Hollywood that men don't go see women do action movies. And where did we hear that once before? Where did we hear that once before, ladies and gentlemen? If you don't go see this movie, it reinforces a stereotype. Where did we hear that? Could it be that when Woman King came out, Viola Davis said the same exact thing about, oh, if you don't go see this movie, then you're supporting the stereotype that black women can't lead the box office? Interesting. Interesting. It's almost as if PR teams have taught these actors and actresses to say certain things in certain scenarios that will garner them the most clicks, garner them the most like sympathy views, because that's what they're looking for now. Like your movie is so bad that it can't stand on its own, so you have to garner sympathy views. like people who are like, oh well, I clearly want to support women, so I better go see this movie, even though I know it's gonna suck. That's basically like, what are you doing, man? It's so sad to see how far Hollywood has fallen. It says they'll go and see a comic book movie with Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel because that's a male genre, she said. So even though those are movies about women, they put them in the context of feeding the larger comic book world. So it's all about, yes, you're watching a Wonder Woman movie, but we're setting up 3 other characters, or we're setting up Justice League. No, people went to go see a Wonder Woman movie because they liked Wonder Woman. Like, what? You can't even compare the two. You're talking about Cocaine Bear and Wonder Woman. Cocaine Bear is a new IP that nobody gives a shit about versus Wonder Woman that has decades worth of a following. You cannot compare the two. That is a pathetic excuse. I mean, oh my god, I can't even believe that she even went there. I'm almost positive at this point that she doesn't even hear herself. She would even use such rhetoric to explain why her aforementioned reboot failed miserably at the box office. Asked by the New York Times in 2022 if she had learned any lessons from the bombing of Charlie's Angels, Banks recalled it was very stressful, partly because when women do things in Hollywood, it becomes this story. There was a story around Charlie's Angels that I was creating some feminist manifesto, but that's what she was doing. She claimed, I was just making an action movie. I would have liked to have made Mission Impossible, but women aren't directing Mission Impossible. I was able to direct an action movie, frankly, because it starred women and I'm a female director, and that is a confine right now in Hollywood. I wish that the movie had not been presented as just for girls because I didn't make it just for girls, Banks lamented. There was a disconnect on the marketing side of it for me. I would have liked to have made Mission Impossible, but women aren't directing Mission Impossible, Banks told. I was able to direct an action film. I had been told by a big producer of a big action movie that I couldn't direct action, that male actors were not going to follow me. The director then alleged he was flummoxed at the idea that a woman would be able to lead The Rock on a CGI screen, I guess. That was said by someone with a lot of power in our industry to my face. Again, they never drop names. They never drop names. They never tell you who said this. So at the end of the day, you have to take their word for it. And we've seen it time and time again that people like Elizabeth Banks, their word means nothing. That's the problem. Like when your word means nothing, I can't take anything you say seriously. I cannot believe you tried to compare Cocaine Bear to Wonder Woman. Like, this is not even the same. It's not even the same. So listen, at the end of the day, you can make up all the excuses you want. If Cocaine Bear fails, it's because Cocaine Bear failed. That's it. The problem in Hollywood today is that they are so allergic to accountability. They are so allergic to overall just admitting that they're the reason why things either succeed or fail. They have no problem saying that they succeeded when they do, but when they failed, oh, it's everybody else's fault but ourselves. And that's the biggest problem that's currently plaguing Hollywood today. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.